Companies that supply Saskatchewan's provincially run liquor stores didn't tell them their credit cards and other data had been hacked by criminals. Saskatchewan Liquor and Gaming has publicly acknowledged its systems were hacked on Christmas Day, but the Crown Corporation didn't reach out to specific vendors. The I-Team's Jeff Leo broke the story, and he joins me now. Jeff, let's start from the beginning. How did you find out about this hack?
Well, we got an email from people identifying themselves as the hackers, the people who actually hacked the SLGA system. And eventually that led to a phone call with a fellow who identified himself as Jason Walmart. And he told me that he was part of the organization that hacked SLGA's computers and that they took a lot of data. Here's a bit of that phone call.
We hacked their system. We downloaded all the private and sensitive information. We got 1.5 terabytes of their confidential data.
So they actually sent you some documents.
Yeah, exactly. So they set up a feed on Telegram, a social media app, and they sent us about 500 megabytes of data, a bunch of folders full of documents like bank statements and contracts and employee records. And a few records really caught my eye, which were credit card authorization forms. So this was forms with the names of businesses and the owners of those businesses and their personal credit cards. And so I ended up reaching out to many of these business people and said, you know, I received this hack of information and I think I might have your credit card number. You can imagine what sort of response that would have been for them. And all the people I spoke with said they had no idea that their information even might have been breached, let alone that it was actually in the hands of criminals.
So why is that? Why didn't the government notify all these businesses?
Well, the government says it doesn't know exactly how much information was taken or what information was taken. It does know that the system was hacked around Christmas Day. And it did notify its employees saying, look, we think some of your information might have been taken. So they got a credit monitoring service to help its employees monitor their own accounts. But as far as, all of these various businesses that do business with SLGA, the government's approach was essentially, look, we made a public notification that a hack had happened, and business people should have been able to figure that out, that they actually might have been at risk. Here's the minister responsible for SLGA, Jim Ryder.
I think, I don't know the wording they used offhand, but I think there's reference to in that they don't know exactly what information was taken. I think it'd be good business practice at all times to keep an eye on what's going on. I'd be surprised if anybody in the liquor industry in Saskatchewan, with all the information that went out, wouldn't have been aware there was a hack at SLGA.
What about the hackers? What did they say about all of this?
Well, they want a ransom, essentially. They want the government to pay them money in order to ensure that they won't release this information publicly or, do something kind of nasty with it. The minister said, look, we're not going to pay criminals. Why would we do that? And I asked the hackers, because I'm kind of in communication with them by text, and I asked them, why should the government, pay you and trust you that you won't actually release all this information anyhow? And the hackers told me, look, we value our reputation, and if we make a promise, that's a promise that we're going to keep. So I guess just trust us.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.